Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, StrangeNet here. So it's been 24 hours since the Winter Nexus site dropped, and I have been out in nullsec running these in an endurance. Now the important part of this setup generally is the cycle time of the ice miner itself, which is 56 seconds. So with the Winter Nexus sites for mining, what you have to do is you have to mine the ice that is there, and you get these volatile ice fragments. Once you get 7 of these fragments, you can go to the Orca and you're able to trade it in for a loot box. The vast majority of these will be the red loot boxes, which are just general overseer's effects and bits and bobs, and every so often you'll get a special one which will give you more loot for that particular site. So last year I did some of this in Covetors and it was pretty slow, so this year I decided the endurance was the way to go due to the fact that it had the micro warp drive on it, because these sites themselves are pretty spread out and slow boating around even with a micro warp drive on a Covetor is pretty painful, so this just helps get around the site. It's got a great big cargo hold for the ice and is generally pretty nimble and quick, and if anything stirs or any problems come in, it's got a 3-second align time, so we can get out pretty swift. So over the course of the 24 hours I've managed to obtain 106 of these loot boxes, which if you were running the one endurance would have taken approximately 12 hours. Obviously I've been doing it in 8 endurances, so it's taken me considerably less time. So I've sped this up considerably, and basically this is just me opening the 106 loot boxes, and this is basically just to see if it's worth it and what it is that you're going to get if you are running these sites. So anybody that is obviously planning on doing it themselves can decide whether it is worth it for them. So the total tally of loot there is 852 million ISK. If we minus off the skins, which are about 50, which will be pretty much worthless very shortly, we're down to 800, but we do have the boosters here that aren't taken into account, so that'll add probably about, what, 100 mil back. So give or take, none of these boosters are taken into account either, so we've probably got about 1 billion ISKs worth. Now, I did get incredibly lucky. I did get the True Essential Warp Disruptor, which is 147 mil, and I did get a True Essential Capacitor Relay. What else did I get? Where are we? We got the True Essential Thermal Coating, which is completely and utterly useless. So, some nice drops there. Pretty meh from that one, and obviously rest of it. So, 1 billion ISK for 12 hours worth of running equates to what, 85 million per hour, give or take. So yeah, take that as you wish. I would have liked to have seen it a little higher, to be perfectly honest, but comparable to other activities in the game, it's not as good as it could be. I was hoping for a little bit more, to be perfectly honest. I think I have been a little bit unlucky with regards to the special container drops. I've only had 2 out of the 106 red loot boxes that I've acquired, so I would have thought it would have been a bit higher. It was last year that you were getting one of them every site. I'm not sure if that has been scaled down slightly or what, or whether I've just gotten unlucky and other people in the site have got it, because you don't know where it is. It's contained, I imagine, in one of the ice crystals, and you either get it or you don't get it. I was hoping it was going to be kind of luck based, as when you're cashing in your crystal parts, but it doesn't appear to be. Now, something that has been slightly different to last year. Last year there wasn't many rats in the site. This year, quite often we're having 2 battleships with support show up, which obviously in an endurance can be quite a challenge to take them down, so obviously that's quite time consuming. Now, you don't have to take them down, you can obviously speed tank them, but some of the smaller stuff you'll need to take out because it is capable of hitting you, where the battleships, due to your speed tank, you can obviously avoid and not have to take out, so that's something to consider. I can't remember last year, if anybody wants to correct me, there being a great deal of rats in the sites. I did quite a lot, and I can't or don't recall any rats in the sites at all. So potentially I'm going to be trying out the Praxises or Praxi in order to see if I can benefit any more from the actual combat sites. I imagine they'll play slightly better than the mining sites, which is a little disappointing, but not unexpected. However, I did train up 8 of the endurances for this event specifically, so it'd be quite nice to be able to utilize them properly. But yeah, at the rate that it's paying at the moment, there are, so say, better activities. So I'll try the combat sites to see if I can get any more, but bearing in mind, so say this is with 8 characters, 12 hours with a single character for 1 billion ISK. It could be much better. I was hoping, so say, for more. I may have just got unlucky, but so say I've done 106 of these loot boxes so far, so this isn't potentially a small sample size. Yeah, I've got none of the blueprints, but let's face it, the blueprints aren't worth a great deal anymore. Even if you get a nightmare, I don't think the nightmare's worth all that much, but obviously it would help supplement some of that ISK and to drive up the overall ISK per hour. But yeah, if you were doing it in a single endurance, then yeah, 85 mil ISK an hour is pretty bad, and there are definitely better activities out there that will pay significantly more. Now, I haven't done any of the anomaly sites. I usually do the anomaly sites, but yeah, so say this one could be multi-boxed, which is kind of why I wanted to do the mining. I can't really run 8. There aren't 8 sites generally to run in the Praxis, and I don't have the characters to be able to run 8, and I don't have the ability to multitask 8, I don't think. So yeah, a little disappointing, but not completely unexpected. Again, got kind of lucky with some drops there, got kind of unlucky with others. Not quite sure what these are. These industry related? No, these are just general. So yeah, let me know how you're getting on with the winter event. Love to know whether you've had better luck. Again, I've read Reddit, people are getting ludicrous amounts of ISK, which again I don't always 100% believe unless they're just getting lucky. Again, I've done 106 of these sites, so my sample size is a decent amount. It's not just cherry picking. So with that, thanks for your time, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you again soon.